Okay, folks, we are Tuesday, the 3rd of January 2023, and welcome to a new year on these markets. And are we going to find some buyers? So, as you can see here, the S&P 500, really all these equities in fatal form this morning. We're up 1% on SPOOs, 1% on the Dow. 1.5 on the DAX. Oil just kind of flat actually at the moment, and the euro getting kicked to the dirt, negative 1.4 at market right now. But really what we're seeing here is rising dollar and rising equities as we reopen for trade. Really the first day back, all the brokerages back open today. Of course, electronic trade has been on yesterday, and a couple of days over the holidays as well, we were trading. But really, here we are. We've done a video for the guys in the room here where I was just running over a couple of key things to look out for the year ahead in context. Please do join us in the room if you want to get access to that. But really, here we are on the equities front. We're kind of holding here the 38.53s half, looking for further upside on the S&P 500. What are we, weekly bars here? So we're gonna go down to daily bars maybe and kind of see where we've been kind of having a bit of two-way action, really stuck in this sideways range for the past really 2 months, but finding a footing here at the 38.53s this morning, and then looking for further upside at the moment. Going back to the weekly bars to keep things bigger picture view here. You've seen that these lows that we were trying to put in here over the last 2 weeks, leading up into and over Christmas, just not sustained selling really at all. So, we put in these lows here down around the 3,600 Goldman Sachs peg level here, and found the buyers and back up, found selling then on the trend. But we're kind of coming back for a bit more here, and I think over the course of this week, we will transition up to 39.46, 39.67s, the YP val, and probably back then towards, I think trade above the 67s to the downward trend is going to be pretty interesting to see if we can hold any of this area here. So for trading today, let's go back to the 60-minute, and we can see here. Lovely condition shift holding above, bid up off of VWAP and back into this sort of line in the sand area here, 38.90s. I wouldn't discount another pullback towards VWAP here, and then actually, I don't know, it might find it hard if we do pull back below 38.90s. I think the market's going to find it very hard to then put on new highs here. So pretty thin on the data docket with NFP to come on Friday. I think these markets are going to, I don't know, personally speaking, I want a nice lazy return to these markets here. Of course, German CPI coming out 1 o'clock today, manufacturing PMIs out of the US, and construction spending around 2:45 and 3 o'clock. Tomorrow, not a huge amount of data in the morning time. Actually, we have German composite PMIs at 8:55. That'll be interesting. Going through to the US session, pretty busy with ISM manufacturing PMIs coming out at 3 o'clock, and JOLTS job openings and FOMC minutes at 7 o'clock. Don't think we're going to get a presser on that one. So then going through to Thursday, I think we can look for ADP, non-farm employment and continuing jobless claims and initial jobless claims, and then of course Friday NFP. So I think the week hots up as we go forward. Thursday and Friday I think are going to be the best days for trading this week, and I think we can really kind of stay within a general kind of range of the highs 39.27s down to the lows of 38.25s here until then. So trade accordingly within that range, I think. And same goes for Dow and for Nasdaq. Of course, what is the catalyst maybe for further upside here? Um, it's the first day back. Let's not try and get ahead of ourselves here. I don't, I think it's probably going to be something to do with China reopening, for sure. And, again, we talked about this in detail. So for me, yeah, I think we're protected on NASDAQ pullback to around VWAP here. Lovely trade there from the PVAH up into new highs on the week, actually, so far, 2-day highs for NASDAQ here. So yeah, just really be vigilant here, guys. You don't want to be running into these markets just firing all clips. Oil, I mean, yeah, look, first day back, excess on the highs, condition shift. It was really at this point here, I said condition shift was imminent, and that is indeed what's happening here. So maybe buyers again at 79.50s. I think a breakdown on that area, I wouldn't be running with the market. If you want to be short, back here was the time to be short off of the 80 spot, 80s, and down we come. Yeah, I mean, I think we could come off quite a bit here on oil. If you are running into oil looking for the longs because China is back, well, just remember they are eating through a huge amount of supply that they hoovered up during COVID and put into storage tanks. So they have their own SPR release, essentially. Well, they have their own SPR and they're working through that at these higher prices. And I think, they do love a bargain. So any trade back towards $70, these guys are going to be absolutely hoovering it up. So yeah, don't really want to be running into longs on oil at this time. I'd like it a bit cheaper. Actually, it's so cheap. I think I'd like the shorts actually off of a repop to $81. Yeah, and then the euro. Well, we've run into a bit of a spot here on Dixie. On the Dixie, here we go. This multiple sort of high area, 104 spot 6037. Little excess above that run this morning, but you can see now the euro is trying to find a footing here and to get back up. I think we could have a little pullback to 104 spot 11s on the dollar. Did really slice through that quite easily this morning. You can see that there. So we're up, what are we up? 0.82 on the Dixie at the moment. So a little bit of a pullback here. Aberdeen Investments on Bloomberg this morning calling for a major capitulation on the Dixie. Well, as we talk about that, right, just to kind of give you really the better view here. These are daily bars, yeah. All right, let's go to monthly bars. Okay, monthly bars. Okay, so this is what the monthly bars look like going back to 12 years. Okay, so essentially we've popped out of the sort of high of this range here, right? We've popped out back in June. We popped out of here up above. We're pulling back around into this sort of general area here. See here? General area here. Right, and here, okay, we're generally then finding supports coming through. Right, the excess on the highs above here, reversing down and then pushing above. So now we're reversing back down from being above, and then we're looking to go back up higher here. So actually, for me, I think it's a long dollar story. As long as we hold, say, above 102 spot 30s, for example, I think 102 spot 30s, and what's that look like over here? This 102 spot, 102 spot 30s. Well, that's actually quite a ways down from where we are now. So we could, that's quite a ways down. But look at 103 spot 04s. Again, that's down around here. So either which way, I think pull back on the dollar for the rest of the session, and then I would be short again on the euro on a pop to VWAP essentially. But I think a bit of a bid back onto VWAP is in the cards right now, or on the cards, I should say, right now. What else are we looking at? Bitcoin up 0.4%. Look, I mean, at this point, who cares? Who cares? I mean, there's much bigger things going on in the market at the moment than Bitcoin. Spot rate, of course. Look, I think it's a good buy here. I don't want to sound like it's a terrible thing to trade. I think we're coming into some very, very good pricing to trade. I don't think Bitcoin is dead. I don't think crypto is dead. I think actually we're at a point now where we should start accumulating crypto assets. I actually do. So we can have a look in detail in the room later on in Discord at a couple of these products, a couple of the main crypto assets. But I really think we should start to look to accumulate a bit more on the crypto front now. I think in 6 months' time you'll be thinking, Jesus, that was such a great area to buy. So I would like 13,920s to trade on Bitcoin before I buy some. I just a retest on this lower range that we kind of put in last. Well, we departed here in November 2020. I think we are going to trade here for support. So we're in balance below this area to the downside. So I think that all just makes a lot of sense for me. Now you're getting further downside on oil on that condition shift. So let's not totally write off crypto assets right now. If you want to be a buyer, this is when you should be a buyer. Look, that's it for me for a pre-US look ahead. Welcome to 2023. Talk to you later.